heading into our fantasy for Darlington. So, as everybody remembers, Brad Keselowski and Chris Buescher were really, really fast, and Tyler Reddick was also really fast in the spring. I think it was Tyler Reddick, right, that he and Chris Buescher got into it, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
believe so.
And who knows what to expect here? You've got previous Southern 500 winners like Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr. is always good here. William Byron's always good here. A guy outside looking in, Kyle Busch, you got to consider him as well because he has
Which
to
they
win.
they have found some speed the last few weeks. I
Yeah,
think
they
maybe a
they
too
have.
little too
Even
late.
Kyle was like not completely demoralized after the race either. I mean, he didn't even like completely get pissed off about the whole situation. He's like, it's
He's
like
like,
that's
one
really
second.
he was like it was Daytona. Like he's like, what do you? He's like, we've at least been fast. He said
Yeah.
that was good at the very very least. So, but it's an extra 100 miles in the spring, and that is huge at Darlington, and it does take a toll on you, especially long green
And the
flag
equipment.
runs. Yes. But at least it ends in the nighttime, so that's at least better on the drivers. Still going to be hot as hell. So I'm going all out on this regular season finale. I don't know if our fantasy carries into the playoffs. I think it does, but if it doesn't, and I had to go with a bunch of bums this week, I'd be pissed. So screw it. I'm going big names this week,
Me too.
and I took the lead last week. So let's try to like almost play a little bit of defense as well. I'll
Yeah,
play
I'm way
offense and
out of
play
it. I had no
defense.
choice but to
Yeah,
stack
well,
up.
I am swinging for the damn fences this week. I've got Kyle Larson, bam. Denny Hamlin, bam. I've actually put Kyle Busch in because he has to win, and I think he's going to drive the absolute ever living dog shit out of that car. Martin Truex Jr., another one, really good at Darlington. And Tyler Reddick, good at Darlington. And you know what? Just in case somebody wants to suck for me in my garage, I have Joey Logano.
Okay.
So you know what? Let's go with it. Now, okay, now the matchups they're getting a little too like, come on now. They have Harrison Burton versus Carson Hocevar. Listen, I know Harrison won last week, but that was anybody could win type track. No, he's not going to be in front of Carson. He's been better on all these type of tracks. Carson Hocevar over Harrison Burton. Bubba Wallace versus Ross Chastain. People forget Ross Chastain's pretty dang good at Darlington. He's good at wrecking people at Darlington as well. So I got Ross Chastain over Bubba Wallace. Martin Truex Jr. over versus Ty Gibbs. I'll just preview that. Martin Truex Jr. over Ty Gibbs on this one. I think experience goes a long way. This is Truex's last Southern 500. He wants to go out with a solid finish. Obviously, he wants to win, but he's going to race pretty well, I think, in this one. Chris Buescher versus Kyle Busch. I just think Kyle Busch has got the motivation right now to finish better. I mean, Chris has also got to not suck to make it. I think either he's 16th, he think he's just ahead of Bubba Wallace, if I'm not mistaken, in the
Yeah.
playoff points. So he's got to do well too. But I think Kyle Busch, I think it's a good chance Kyle Busch even wins this thing, and that would just shake up the playoffs like crazy. I think it would be a heck of a regular season finale. But the hot picks, I mean, come on, Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski's a hot pick. I was going to put him, but I didn't. So that was a great story. Ryan Blaney is avoiding. Again, when you say avoid Ryan Blaney, I don't really buy into all of that. He's still
I don't
one of
either.
the better drivers. I think he still gets in the top 10. The sleeper, we've talked about it a little bit earlier, Eric Jones. And that was it on that because I thought there was more to scroll through. There wasn't. So go ahead with yours.
So, like you, I went all in. So I have Tyler Reddick, Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, William Byron, Ryan Blaney, and in the garage, I have Christopher Bell. So, in our matchups, I have Carson Hocevar over Harrison Burton. I picked Bubba Wallace over Ross, Martin Truex over Ty Gibbs, and I have Chris Buescher over Kyle Busch.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens this week. I can't believe I won by like a huge margin at Daytona. I'm like, I had never won like that.
Last time they ran Daytona, I had 80 points. So this time I had 120. I did a little better.
Yeah, you and mom had about the
I had
same.
I had Harrison Burton in my garage and forgot to take him out.
Uh, did I put my garage in and I crashed, or I was like, it's kind of pointless. Wait, I think I had Gilliland and McDowell, and I was like, well, I could substitute one or the other, and they both I think ended up crashing, so it wouldn't have mattered. All right, let's give our picks for the winning picks for NASCAR at the Southern 500. Well, Darlington the whole weekend. So let's start with the Xfinity race, which is half the length of the Southern 500, whatever the sponsor is, Billy Bob's Grill 250 or something. I don't know. But who is your pick for the Xfinity series?
We're going to go with experience on this one. I got Justin Allgaier.
I got experience on this one. He's running a doubleheader this weekend. He's in the 1700cars.com this weekend. He's got a little Napa logo as well. I've got Chase Elliott for the Xfinity race. All right, your pick for the Southern 500.
So it's funny. I don't have him in my fantasy, but I picked Martin Truex Jr. Last one comes out with the win. Mom's pick is Chase Elliott.
All right. Well, my pick, it's not going to be a new winner. It's not going to be a new Southern 500 winner either. To end the regular season with a bang, I've got Denny Hamlin.
Okay.
No, I ain't jinxing him.
Well, Hamlin lost that win that he had at somewhere because
he's
a technicality, which
yep. So that extra win would go over huge. He cannot win the regular season championship. It really comes down to two people for the regular season. It's Tyler Reddick and Kyle Larson. So that is also a battle to be watching. I think it's like a 17-point difference or something.
I didn't know what the point
it's
was.
close. It's really close. So it should be interesting to see.
But you got to remember, Kyle Larson missed the whole race.
Yeah. Yeah, so if he ends, even him being in this position is pretty incredible. So if he would have raced in the Coke 600, he would probably be the regular season champion.
Yeah,
very likely.
Which is huge. That's a 15-point playoff thing. I think it's 10 per second, but
yeah. But I mean, if you win each round, who cares? You're going to get into the top four. So how about you just win each round and get to the final four?
It still takes a little pressure off.